The ocean feels far more dangerous at night. Nothing but darkness stretched in every direction. Deep black water below, and the sound of the wind above screaming like distant cries. Through that endless darkness, an old cargo ship moved slowly across the sea. Its name was Sea Raven. From the outside, it looked completely ordinary, but there was one unsettling rumor attached to it. Anyone who spent a few nights aboard the ship eventually began hearing strange sounds after midnight. People said that something on the ship was not exactly alive, but it was definitely there. For the first time aboard the vessel were 22-year-old Noah and his 11-year-old cousin, Ethan. They were traveling with their uncle to attend a family wedding anniversary where all their cousins were finally reuniting after years apart. Ethan was excited beyond words because he had never seen a ship this massive before. That excitement kept both boys awake late into the night. Eventually, Noah suggested they step outside for some fresh air to help them sleep. So the two of them walked onto the deck, but the moment they arrived, something immediately felt wrong. The ship's old iron walls groaned violently with the wind, almost as if someone trapped inside was pounding against the metal from within. Ethan nervously whispered, "Don't you think this ship feels a little creepy?" Noah laughed softly because he loved telling horror stories, especially to scare Ethan. Leaning against the railing, he said dramatically, "You know, spirits are strongest out at sea. People who die in the ocean are never really found. Their bodies just disappear into the water." Ethan instantly fell silent. The wind howled harder around them, and beyond the railing stretched nothing but endless black ocean. Noah lowered his voice and continued, "I heard that years ago a man disappeared on this exact ship. He was standing alone on the deck one night when someone called his name from the darkness. The next morning, he was gone without a trace." The second he finished speaking, the sound of heavy chains dragging across the metal echoed from the far end of the ship. Ethan froze. "Where did that sound come from?" he whispered. At first Noah smirked, ready to joke again. But then he realized the sound was real. Suddenly the air turned freezing cold, as if the temperature had dropped in an instant. Then the ship's speakers crackled with static, and through the distortion came the faint voice of a child saying, "Is anyone there?" Both boys went completely still. Ethan's eyes filled with tears. "That can't be a crew member," he whispered shakily. Noah was terrified too, but he forced himself to sound calm. "Relax. Someone's probably messing with us." But then they saw him. At the far end of the corridor stood a man. His clothes were completely soaked, water dripping from his sleeves onto the floor, while his face remained hidden in darkness. Slowly, he began walking toward them. Ethan screamed, and both boys turned and ran. The corridor seemed impossibly long, stretching forever, while the overhead lights flickered violently above them. As they ran, Noah told Ethan not to look back, but then they heard it. Wet footsteps behind them. Slow, dragging footsteps, as though someone with soaked feet was walking directly behind them. Terrified, they sprinted toward the control room and pounded desperately on the door. A sailor inside immediately pulled them in and slammed the door shut. Breathing heavily, Noah asked, "Who was that?" The sailor stayed silent for several seconds before answering quietly, "You boys should never go onto the deck at night, because not everyone on this ship is part of the crew." Ethan's face turned pale. The sailor explained that many years ago, during a violent storm, several crew members had fallen into the sea, and none of their bodies were. The captain immediately ordered the CCTV footage to be checked. Everyone gathered around the monitor. In the footage, Ethan could clearly be seen standing alone on the deck, looking around in fear. But Noah was nowhere to be seen. No footage of him arriving, No footage of him running, nothing. It was as if he had never been on the ship at all. Ethan's blood ran cold. No. He was with me, he stammered, but nobody believed him. And at that exact moment, the ship's speakers crackled once again. A slow whisper echoed through the static. Ethan. But the story doesn't end there. After that day, Ethan never went near the ocean again. Yet every single year, on the same date, at exactly 2 a.m., his phone receives a voice message from an unknown number. And every time the same whisper plays, "Ethan, come back to the deck.